Hello, people. We are back. A2TP podcast, episode 184, and we are back in the building. It is your boy, International Walt, and
your girl Tosh, the co-host with the mostest.
And we back for another week of us. Y'all know where y'all can catch us: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pod Index, Podcast Index, Pod Chaser, Google Podcasts, and Player FM. Let's get right to it. How are you?
I'm okay. Mentally, I'm probably like
an
8.5.
Okay.
Because I'm probably 8.5 because of my physical. So I've been having some physical issues, which have been messing with my mental.
The back been messing with the brain.
Yeah, just
How is the back?
The back is better than it was. It's not 100% better. Just may try to get in and see my doctor just to make sure it's nothing, and I don't want to be ignoring it, assuming that it's one thing. I feel okay, but I'm okay with paying a $15 copay just to make sure, like, it ain't, just to make sure to check the boxes, that's that. So, that's a little bit on my mind, and I'm not depressed at all. But I can understand how when somebody, I'll think about you, and I don't want to mislabel it, so you correct me if I'm wrong. I think at one point after your medical emergency, you were you remember when I did the surprise lunch for you to see your guys, because your lifestyle had to change for a while, and you had to be sedentary, and you were like kind of sad that you weren't feeling your best, right? That you couldn't do. So just the last couple of days, it's been like annoying me that my back has been stopping me from feeling my best. You know what I mean? So I can see how, God forbid somebody has like a serious medical issue, and that ties into the mental part. Like if you're down, if you don't have people to keep your spirits up, I can see how that can tie in together. And I'm not there, and I'm not, but I was
about to say with people who have long-term surgeries who might be off their feet for 6 months or something. Or
there's some people that live with long-term back pain, and it kind of makes you you can't do the things that you want to do. You can't move how you want. You can't move as fast as you want. You might not be able to go to the market, or like if you go to the airport, you might have to get like assistance. It just changes your quality of life, and I can see how that messes with your mental.
The back is the central to everything. I see how it relates, but I don't think like you was wound, not you personally, but a person was wound that tight if they unravel in 3 days. Like I think of
I'm talking about somebody with a long-term illness. Yeah, and that's why I said I'm not feeling that. I'm not. I mean, again, it's been a week and a half, but I just feel like, damn, like I want to go to the gym, but I don't want to be stupid and re-injure myself if it is just like a muscle spasm and that's where it came from. And like, you
can do things to prevent that. Like you can maybe you go down in a pit and stretch and do that kind of shit. And you can just do like kettlebell exercises. Like you can be off to the side doing your thing and not exerting your energy like that, or not necessarily, I ain't gonna say exerting it, because you will exert energy, but not hurting your back or not stiffening your back. But then and then when you leave, you should definitely put heat on your back. Like you should be one of them people who come home and you usually get a shower and go to work, but you should like put some heat on, maybe put the heating pad in your office chair so you can just have some heat on your back from after the workout.
And then like I was talking to somebody who's a medical professional, and like I was saying how, I have to start incorporating stretching before and after. And I felt kind of like embarrassed because they were like, you don't stretch like before you work out and when you're done?
Yeah, but you and can't let people shame you into feeling embarrassed about that.
I say that because I know better. Like, I know that we're supposed to. And I was like, well, we do a warm up and a cool down. But to be honest, at our age, like, you can pull anything. And I just had to think, like, you know what, you know better. And so that's something that definitely I need to incorporate, whether
I'm not down and stretching at all. I think it's a good idea. But I'm just saying there's tons of people who walk in the gym and don't stretch and are okay. So I'm not saying like it's a requirement that you stretch, but it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's something that I'm definitely gonna incorporate.
For me, the warm up is what gets me loose. Sometimes I do feel tight walking into the gym, but after the warm up, I do feel a little a little bit more pliable.
Yeah, and I feel like a warm up serves its purpose, but it's not the same as like a stretch in the sense of like all your muscles, because it's working your legs and you walking still moves your back some, but yeah. But anyway, so that's why my mental is not as strong as it should be. Finances innate, just leaving room for improvement there. Work is a 10. Work is good. I attended a conference today that focused on how to help women in the incarceral women who are incarcerated. I'm trying to use that word and I don't remember how to say it. Incarceral system. Incarceral, I think it is. But how to better prepare them for re-entry into society. It was really interesting. One of the things they talked about, and this was slightly related, was maternal health. Did you know that the U.S. is 55th in terms of maternal mortality rates?
Mm-mm.
We are the last in the number of developed countries, and we are even doing worse than some developing countries. We are 55th. And in 2018, the state of New Jersey was 47th out of 50 states. We're now 27th. So we made some improvement, but just like that's horrible. What's up with the U.S. with that?
I don't know. Gotta look more into it.
Yeah. All right. And then my physical, again, my back, an 8. So I'm an 8.5, 10, an 8.5, 8, 10, 8. Got some room for improvement there.
Mentally, I feel like a 8.5.
Is it because of everything I just put on you?
Well, probably went down a half a point since you've been talking. Went down to an 8.5. Finances, I feel like is an 8. Always trying to leave a gap for room. Work, I feel like is a 8.5. One of my guys just not. We're not clicking right now. Not like we got beef or anything, but he's like messing up a lot, and it's it's not productive. So we got to get that fixed. And through that we butt heads, and that's not good neither. Physically, I feel like a 10. My body just feels good. Yeah, I feel great. Got nothing to say about that. So just physically, I feel like a 10. On my mental side, though, I have something that's like worrying my mind. I'll talk about that after the situation. But something just worrying my mind is probably bringing me down a little bit. But as soon as it's over, I'll come and talk about it. So yeah.
Faith and fear cannot coexist.
I heard that before.
Okay. All right. What's your wows and woes?
My wow is God just blessed me with another week. I'm here. I'm breathing. I'm strong. I'm willing. I'm able. So I'm thankful for that. My woe is just the heat. The fucking heat just won't let her. That's Mother Nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a cunt. Mother Nature's just the heat is just bad.
I wasn't expecting that.
It is. It's oppressing, and for me, like some people deal with the heat in different ways. Some people love the heat. Me, it feels like when I go out in the heat, somebody is on top of my head with their hand like this, sucking my energy out. And by the time I get to some type of air condition, it's like I need 15 minutes to feel like myself again. The heat zaps my energy. I like nice weather, but a breeze, like some coolness in the day. This is just brutal. Like, you're not even supposed to breathe air this warm.
It does. They have been.
My car is at 106 degrees, and I was driving home.
They did say there was some air quality issues.
Yeah, like you're not even supposed to be inhaling air at this temperature. Like that's oxygen.
What's up with the pop-up thunderstorms? I mean, I understand why, because of the humidity. Yeah, the humidity. But why are they like so short?
I mean, it's like a place like Florida, a place like LA, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it's gone. Just because of the moisture. But we don't live in that kind of climate normally. But what if our summers turned into that? I would hope the year would turn into that, where we get like no winters. Yeah. And just like nice 75 to 80 degree weather. Possibly it is, but that would be, because the nicer it would get, the worse the Big Bang would be.
Yeah, well, the Bible says we won't be able to determine the seasons from one another, like as the days approach.
That's a tongue twister.
I know. I had to figure out how to say
What's your wows and woes? Ups
So
and downs,
my
stops
wow
and
woe
goes,
is
blacks and whites.
there's some duplicity
Fingers
there,
and
like
toes.
I've said in the past. So I'll start with the woe first, and then get in on a good note. A woe is just that a year has just passed since our kids moved away. My sister a year ago relocated her family for a better life, like all for good reasons, and yeah, it's been a year since they've been gone, and I miss them immensely. Of course, y'all know they came here. We went down there for Thanksgiving. So, I mean, we still do our best to maintain our communication. Like, nothing about that is ever going to change. It's not the same as being in person, just being able to go scoop them up for an ice cream date, or scoop them up for a Taco Tuesday date, or, me and my sister have a nail date. But, it's like, damn, a year. Like, time flies. On the good note, my wow is I'm just super proud of her. Like, that takes a lot for
Balls.
you to
Takes balls.
relocate. And we don't have any other family.
One thing that's wrong with people is they don't like change. People get comfortable. And that's something, not to cut you off, but that's something that I used to say about, and I don't know if Erica's going to see this or not, but that's something that I used to say about her, is that she was always comfortable. And shouts out to her for stepping up and being uncomfortable and taking the reins. Like, it's awesome to see. Yeah. And I think in a year she has progressed and done well for herself. Yeah. Done well for her kids too. So yeah, shouts out to Erica for that.
And she talked about it for so long, like for years. And don't get me wrong, this is not one of those situations. I think y'all know she relocated to Georgia. I probably said that in the past. This isn't one of those situations like that, everybody fleeing to Atlanta area for a better life, because she's not in Atlanta. She's not in a city life. Like, it ain't that at all. And so I'm just very, very proud of her stepping out of her comfort zone, going to some place where she doesn't know anybody, building a life for herself. She may have encountered some hiccups, which is expected, right? Like, right. Who relocates a family of 6 because she has 5 children to somewhere you got to worry about jobs. One of her children is grown, so a job. The other ones are in school. The next one, my niece, she's still in school, but she just got her first job. So I mean, I'm just very, very, very proud of her. I mean, for years when she talked about it, it was like, oh, that's so dope. Like,
yeah, I heard that for about 5 years.
But when it came, it was like, wait a minute. Y'all really gonna be gone. I didn't realize the gravity of it, but I'm just super proud of her. So just, congratulations to them on their 1-year Georgiaversary.
Rest in peace to Richard Simmons. Rest in peace to Dr. Ruth. Rest in peace to Shannon Dartrey. Rest in peace to Shelley Duvall. Rest in peace to Joe Bryant. All people that passed away this weekend. It was a bad weekend this weekend for
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall was in The Shining.
Okay.
Another kid died from ALF years ago. The young boy on there, well, obviously he's a man now, but he died. But just so many notable deaths this weekend, and it's like, it was so notable that you notice like these weekends pass and nothing really happened, nobody really passed, but then bam, it's like 6 or 7 people just dropped.
Wow.
So just rest in peace, condolences to all their family. Let's get right to the biggest conversation of the week, which is assassination. So I know what people are saying. I know what we saw. You go. What's Tasha's thoughts? Let it out.
I think.
And don't edit yourself. Like, whatever you think, I want to know.
I think it was some kind of ruse, is that the word?
Ruse.
Okay. Just the logistics of it just seem all too, it doesn't make sense. And I've watched enough, this might sound crazy, but like these shows, I watched enough Homeland, enough Olivia Pope, enough 24, like enough shows. And again, I know it's TV, but I know they also use like consultants from real life scenarios. And when you think
the government,
when you think about this young man, 20 years old, who climbs up on a roof with a gun, to assassinate the a presidential candidate who is a former president. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like it was used just to cause some commotion, and unfortunately somebody became, a victim in that. I know it was one person killed and another
couple
person
other people
injured.
shot. I mean,
but,
well, hit, just injured. I don't want to say shot.
But
injured.
They have not passed away, right?
No.
Okay. And it just, first of all, people saw him climbing on the roof. Nobody thought, and it wasn't like, oh, this boy's climbing on the roof and he's sitting up there watching so he can have like a bird's eye good view. No, he's climbing on the roof and laying down, which just lets you know, even if you didn't think he's about to act like a sniper, you would think something ain't right here. Like, he's climbing up on a roof and laying down. Why wasn't there quicker action? It just, like, that part, it just doesn't make sense. The reaction of the crowd, I know white people are different than black people in terms of, something pop off, white people are looking to see what popped off. Black people run it. It only takes one person to run and everybody else is running. I ain't saying that's the smartest thing all the time, but that's just how we are. Like, we don't need to see if we do want to see who's shooting, we want to see from far away and look back. But we're not running to it. Yeah, that's what I mean. It takes one person. You hear some pop, 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 and one person start running, everybody's running.
Yeah, we'll figure out what we're running for when we stop.
In this crowd, you see people looking, standing up, looking. I see one lady, she's like telling people like, shh, 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 sit down. Like, how are you that calm to be like following directions? It wasn't even like everybody dropped to the ground either. Like, some people just simply sat down in their seat. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Like, and I feel like in some ways, it also doesn't make sense that you could get this many people to be in on a coordinated event. Like, that seems kind of like impossible either without somebody snitching or telling. But anything is possible, right? And I mean, anything is possible. Who knows how people are selected to attend these events? Is it just like an open door, you show up?
Yeah, I think to come to these rallies, I think it's a certain amount of people. You register on a website and you get the chance to go. Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't really make sense that you would be able to get this many people to cooperate with some kind of foolery like this. But the logistics of it just don't make sense either. I just think that he thought that this would boost his, and then it was all this conversation about this is the time to unite. There's no place for political violence. Unite as Americans. As soon as he got on, him and all of his followers got on that stage at the Republican National Convention that's ongoing this week, that unity went out the window. They was talking trash. The bipartisan division was clear. Like, it was no more unity and, oh, we're all Americans. It was, like, we standing on this now, y'all. So it's a shame, because I think this further invigorates the the conversation that we're the laughing stock of the world.
I think we are the laughing stock of the world. You land your plane?
Yeah.
Okay, so initially I put in my story at the beginning of the week that it's crazy outside if people are taking shots at presidential candidates. Just the audacity for somebody to do that. But, as information comes out, you can change your take on something. That's the beauty of life. Contradiction is key. So now I see all the tapes and all the clips and, hear the fodder about it. And it almost, to me, it seems like it was arranged. Like, not necessarily something that's fake, but just arranged where we're going to shoot some shots. Like, almost like an episode of 24 or Homeland, where there's going to be a casualty. That's just a part of it. Somebody has to die. And also, this is no different from Mark Wahlberg in The Shooter, where the president from the other state got shot or was attempting to be shot, and then everybody else who had something to do with it, they wanted to kill them, the shooter and everything. So it looks like it's arranged. It makes sense to me because it would push him in the polls. Now, after the debate, Biden looked so bad that Trump looked ahead in all of the categories. So I don't understand why
All
you
of
would
what category? Like,
like
just
like his
ahead in the
popularity and
polls. Oh, okay.
polls and all
Okay.
that stuff in all the states. So I don't understand why you would do something like this to have a lead when you already have a lead and how people feel about you.
Well, but so that week between the debate, or maybe two, whatever time it was, up until this happened, I heard that Trump's numbers had started to go the other way because more information was coming out about the proposed Project 2025.
Right.
Not that Trump proposed it, but his supporters proposed it. So people were thinking, and he hasn't stated that he's against it. He stated that his words was he didn't know anything about it, but he wishes them well.
Right. So yeah, it just looks arranged to me. So that's what makes sense to me, is that he would do something like that to push. When you say he was down, so then it does
maybe not down, but the numbers
sense.
were starting to go
then
the other way.
It makes more sense to do something like this to kind of put yourself ahead. The whole asking for my shoes, you 80 years old and you get shot in the ear. I don't think the first thing any 80-year-old do if you shot in the ear is fucking ask for your shoes. I don't think you put a fist in the air. So all that kind of stuff seems like TV, like movie type stuff. Like you see the guy get shot in the ear in the movie, and then first thing he do is put his hand up, like America. Like it's too written to seem real. So I do think it was arranged. I do want to speak to the way that, and this is something I just noticed, the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention, they're going on. Not each one, but the Republican this week, and how they talking to let's just say people with audiences, like celebrities, podcast people, trying to give them, some money, a bag to come into the conference and do a little speech. And they gave Amber Rose a significant amount of money to come there and talk. And what her speech was, I've found through all this time that I'm finally with my people. Like, this is where I belong. Like, this is a girl who started a slut walk and did all this stuff, and now because of money, you change like your moral ground. Like, is there any dollar amount that the opposing people can offer you to make you change your tune?
Absolutely not. And she had,
word is she got about $12 million. So
wow.
That's what I'm saying. They have a bag, and they're trying to give people who have a big audience. I don't know why they picked her, but a person who has a big audience, probably because they're trying to get the female vote. But that's another story. But they picked her, and I heard she got about $12 million to go and give a speech for about 15 to 17 minutes. So that's when I say, is there a number that the opposition can give you that might make you say, whoa?
Absolutely not for me. And for her, and she I'm sure they booked her ahead of time, so I didn't know about them paying her for that.
Mm-hmm.
Asked
a couple podcast people too, and a couple people said no. I'm sure a few people said yeah.
A few weeks ago, I saw like her rhetoric, or like her posting Trump 2024. So this makes sense that leading up to this. But again, it goes to show how out of touch they are with the black community, because one, she already said she doesn't identify as a black woman. She identifies as biracial. But okay, so with that, it's like, you don't identify as a black woman. I don't think like the mainstream Trump type white woman is an Amber Rose supporter. So it's like that.
But you saying all those things lets me know that's not what they're looking at. That's not what they gauge the metric on. The metric is, this is Amber Rose. She has 50 million followers or 30 million followers, whatever. That's her audience, not what you just said. And that what you just said is plausible, but that just lets me know that's not the metric that they're
but I think they missed the mark, though. Like, that happens. I think it just shows that they're out of touch with the black community. That's like the black guy that got up there that said, he was like joking, but not. But you just look like a coon when he says, "Oh, I heard if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black." And it's like, first of all, nobody talks like that. You ain't black. And he's trying to play off when Biden said it.
That to
but again, it goes to show, like, you missed the mark, bruh. Like, nobody is, like your whole rhetoric, your whole presentation, nobody's falling for that. So again, it goes to show you're out of touch,
and
nobody wants to hear. It's cringy.
Nobody is talking about like the other things, like Trump cases got dismissed, the Supreme Court did all that stuff, and the Project 2025 stuff. Like you've been talking about that and saying about it, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but within that is the reason why Trump can't be president, and that's the police having full immunity. Also, in that deal or law, whatever it is, they're trying to make peaceful protesting illegal. It's almost like they're gearing up for what they know is about to happen for the next 4 years. There's going to be some shit said. There's going to be some shit did, because all these people are in place on that side of the aisle. And when he becomes president, because there's nothing stopping him now from becoming president, I'm sure he'll win. So it's just almost like we're gearing up for some shit to happen. And when the police have immunity and you can't protest, now when you're out there protesting, the National Guard can be called in and you can be like shot.
It's almost like they want us to live in this non-socialized government where we don't have the rights that we have. It makes me think about some random YouTube, well, I don't want to just call it YouTube, a girl who she was talking about her experience of moving out the country. She lives in Bangkok, black girl from Chicago, but she was talking about how to find like an apartment like in a foreign country, and she was saying defamation, she was saying you can Google reviews and stuff. She said now defamation is illegal in Thailand. So she was like, technically they're not, like, people aren't supposed to say, she was like, but on Google they will. I guess because there's some level of anonymity and nobody won't know. But just to think you live in a society where defamation is illegal. When you think about the defamation we see on like social media and stuff like that, and how here, because we have freedom of speech, now there may be some litigation that comes along with defamation depending on what level it's presented, you know, like, not saying you can just defame people without consequences.
But you pretty much can say something about somebody if you don't like them.
And that's even illegal in Thailand. So it's almost like little things like that they want to adopt into our society, where you just have to follow these rules. But on the other side of that, they're meaning the supporters, I'm not going to just say Trump supporters, but the supporters of this 2025 who may be Project 2025, who may be Trump supporters, they'll say something negative about Biden. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that's what they're looking to do to make defamation illegal, but I'm just saying those little things, you know, with that, it's just not a good...
Can you imagine a police person, like they kill a black person and people go out and protest and people get...
The police don't get in trouble, and the people that's protesting get in trouble.
They look like they frothing at the mouth, like, we about to tell y'all clear the corner, and if y'all don't, we're going to start gassing and shooting people.
Yeah, it's and it's just a moment in time where I feel like even if you are not, you know, ingrained with like all of the political conversation, you don't really understand. You have to understand at least the surface level stuff. And that might sound a little ignorant. I don't care what y'all think. But you have to at least be aware of the surface level stuff. Like you said, the Project 2025, having the police be able to do whatever without consequences.
For immunity. It's worded that way. And that means a thing. Look up the word immunity. That means can't be held responsible.
If that's not enough to make you feel like, and not saying that it's 100% guaranteed that would be approved, but the fact that they're proposing this and he is not stating that he's against, he said, I wish them well. Like,
I mean, it's on his side of the aisle, so he's gonna, like, if he ain't fronting it and saying, yo, this is my thing, he'll push it through. Mm-hmm. He'll do it because it's on his side of the aisle.
And he's already trying to create I guess not a democracy, but a government where the executive he doesn't have to get permission from the legislative branch. It's the executive branch, and that's it, and that's all. Like a king, almost like a monarchy.
Yes,
like
exactly.
That's the type
that's what it's gonna be.
Or an autocracy. Is that what it is when it's just one person that makes the rule?
That's a dictatorship.
Oh, well, maybe even
one
that.
person makes the rule and tell people what to do. Like, that's what that is.
Like, you know how now the president could want something, but it could be vetoed. Nah, he just, what he says goes. And you know, people talk about, this is another thing. I was talking to my sister about somebody mentioning like, oh, well, Trump, you know, his economics were good for the country. His tax reform.
That shit ain't
First
for
of all,
you.
Us
the
regular common folk, that don't apply to us.
No, it's tax cuts
now,
for the rich.
If you
people
think
with
about
millions of dollars.
If you think about the trickle down effect, the tax cuts for the rich may save some owners of companies more money, which in turn may allow them to have more jobs available. But let's not front like that's really to benefit us.
No.
Like that trickle down effect, ain't really. And then we got to think about the progress that has been.
It's not enough of a trickle.
Yeah,
there's a trickle down effect,
and it's
but
not
it ain't
even
enough
a guaranteed
of a trickle. Yeah, it's like it may be jobs. They you may get a raise because we made more money this year, or we got a tax break,
or that could just be more money
or
in their
not.
pocket.
Yeah, or not. So that shit don't affect. It affects people with millions of dollars in the bank when it come tax time, they don't have to pay $200,000 in taxes.
And you got to think too, if he's president, which would only be for 4 years. A lot of people may not be making those kind of permanent changes with their corporations because they know come the next president, it ain't no guarantee that's still going to
save that money because the next president going to put the taxes back.
Yeah. It's
all fucked up. But again, the ruse assassination attempt, again, an arrangement. Like the guy was supposed to take a couple of shots. Somebody was supposed to if somebody gets hit, they get hit. And condolences to the firefighter. He was a fire chief who died, his family. I don't know his name. I should have had his name. But it's just a shame. Like, somebody has to be a casualty in order for the thing to go through, for this event that we're having. And don't you realize, like, when Trump was president, it wasn't an assassination attempt on his life, but a person was in a crowd and jumped up.
Yeah, popped off.
You remember how fast they grabbed Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Like how quick they got him the fuck out of
there.
Did they let him put a fist up? Did they let him do any of that shit?
He was on the ground.
Yeah, like they covered him like a fucking cocoon.
Yeah. Another thing too, so the firefighter, condolences to him, his wife.
Yeah.
Another cunt. So Joe Biden called her. She said, thank you. She doesn't blame him. She blames the shooter. But she wouldn't talk to him because she said her husband was a staunch Trump supporter and would not have wanted her to talk to Biden. So he's calling to give his condolences, and she refused his call.
I'm not sure. I mean, you called her a cunt. That's cool. But I'm just saying I wouldn't put that much weight on that. She's grieving the loss of her husband, and in that moment she knows, okay, he wouldn't want me to do this. It's too fresh. And I understand you're going to get the call. He's going to say, hey, this and this and that. I'm sorry. My condolences, the office, the Washington, all that shit, the government. But it's just too fresh. So I'm giving her a pass just because it's too fresh. And that your husband loathed this guy or this party, and you don't want to take the call.
But I don't, because in that sense, your husband didn't loathe him. Your husband just loved Trump. Your husband doesn't know Joe Biden, and he's doing his presidential duties and giving his condolences, his respect for the loss of your spouse. In that moment, I'm not thinking about political affiliation or who my husband's support of it was in that moment. I'm not saying I'm gonna have a whole lot of rap, but it's not gonna be like, no, I don't want to talk to him. Now,
let me just say
this. It's different. It would be different if it was somebody who was a personal enemy of yours. You're talking about somebody who your husband didn't know, never met, had no direct relationship with at all.
But it's levels to it. It's like, this is the white people fight. Like black people, let's just take it to the streets. If it was somebody and something happened to me and it was an enemy of mine that you knew I fucking hated, and you might have thought he had something to do with what happened to me. Not just a whisper in the air that he might have had something to do with it, and something happened to me and he showed up and wanted to give his condolences. I don't think that you're taking it.
I just said if it's a personal enemy, then I understand. Joe Biden ain't a personal enemy of her husband.
But what I'm saying, on this level, they're enemies. You're right. They're not a personal enemy like they knew each other or went to school with each other or beat each other up or studied or drink beers with each other. But at this level of government and how they fight is through debates and their enemies. Like they calling each other alley cats. That's their fighting, babe. That's their
That's
enemy
not her
shit.
husband's enemy.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
I would say that's not her husband's enemy, but it's his enemy because it was Trump's enemy, and I love Trump.
Yeah, she's a cunt.
Okay.
And also,
cool.
where's the family of this boy? Now, I'm not saying there aren't some 20-year-olds that don't live by themselves, but like he ain't have a parent, a sibling, a grandparent, a aunt. Like no.
They gotta want to be on the news though.
But even they could say
You're right. The internet can find them.
Or even when the news will say we contacted such and such for comment and we didn't get a response. But there's been no mention of any family member, whether a comment was given, a comment was denied, contact was made, outreach was found, nothing. They've mentioned nothing about his family. They just said he went to school, he was bullied. They didn't even say bullied. He was teased a little bit because of some clothes.
Classmates said he was bullied.
Okay.
There's a kid on there that was about young like him, like 20 years old, who said he got bullied every day for how he looked and how he dressed.
Like military clothes or something? Or
I don't know
ninja
what they
clothes,
wore,
something.
but he wore something weird.
Yeah.
He didn't wear regular clothes like the other kids, and they teased him for it.
But like that,
and he was a loner. Like we went to school with kids like that.
But don't you think that's strange? No, granted, there are some people that don't have a lot of family, but he was 20. Like, and I'm not saying there's no 20-year-olds that don't live alone.
I can't, because there's some kids who their parents died when they were fucking 8. Like,
yeah,
what's
but
he
you
supposed
didn't
to do
have
at 20?
but they haven't even said any of that. Like, oh, his parents preceded him in death. The fact that there's just been no mention of any family at all.
And that's another reason why I feel like arrangement.
Yeah. Because
it's like, okay, this stuff just goes away. Trump made a little tweet. I'm okay. I'm happy. The dude dead. Try to take me out. Blah, 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 blah.
And when is he ever going to acknowledge that he wasn't shot? The glass, splattered.
The teleprompter, they said, hit his ear. He said he heard bullets whizzing over his fucking head. And I mean, hitting the ear with an AR-15, a rifle from 200 yards, would blow your head off. And let's just be honest. If this was a thing that was supposed to happen, not a fake, an arrangement, and this guy was shooting real bullets, like, he could have blew his head off on TV, babe.
Yeah.
Like, on TV, while he was at a podium, his head could have been blown off. So whether it was a piece of glass, hopefully so. Or, when he went down, he had a razor blade in his hand and he fucking did the wrestling shit. I don't know. I'm just saying all of it.
It could have been
looks
any
weird
of that,
now.
but I think that again, the person that was killed wasn't behind him. They were in front of him.
For sure.
Yeah, because the senator guy that was there that was talking, he said that he was in like the front rows or whatever, and that somebody a couple rows or behind him was shot.
That's the information.
So
that's information that we need, though. Like you're right. That there should be that guy died. There should be more talked about him. He was a firefighter, and we should know what seat he was in, what angle he got shot. Where
usually they would have a diagram of
we
that.
should know all that.
And where's the diagram showing like, oh, this is like, you think about like when other mass shootings have happened. We've seen depictions or again,
when the guy was shooting in Vegas, they put him up in the window. They showed the angle when he was shooting down. How many people he could have? Yeah, they do all that stuff.
And there's been none of that. So maybe they knew like he wasn't going to be killed because he wasn't going to shoot up. He was shooting down into the.
And it goes to say that you're right. It's hard to get the crowd in on the shit.
Yeah.
So I would think just the Secret Service and the guy was in on it. Maybe a few other people. I would think 10 people tops, including the Secret Service. You could probably keep that to a minimum. Now, it's just like an episode of 24. It's just all I'm saying. It's just like an episode of 24. But it's crazy. Moving on. The hug. I really wanted to get into this. The hug. So Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good, which are a thing, they're a couple, and they're walking up, and she sees her friend Michael Ealy, who, debonair, slick motherfucker, and he picks her up and spins her and kind of like leaves them standing there, And everybody seen this and was like, whoa, like the disrespect. And I felt the disrespect. Like, you could see it in his face, him putting his glasses, him like trying to look away, him trying to also see how long are you going to spin my girl around. We out together. We going to Del Frisco's or something, having a night, having a town, and we see somebody that you know, and they approach you. Hey, Tosh, what's up? Like, what's going on? What's up? And arms is out. What's your move?
No, I'm not.
Or do you put a hand to the chest, or do you simply, because you're in the moment, hug with the space? Like, what's your move? And don't be bullshitting. Like, do you put a hand to the chest, like, nah? Or do you kind of like just...
It depends on who it was and what explanation I could give to you.
Well, so there's no explanation. If somebody you was with before.
Oh, you mean like an ex?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm not No. I thought you just meant like a gentleman that I knew.
No.
Because Michael Ealy isn't her ex.
In this story, he is.
Okay, no, I'm not hugging. No, they put your hands out. I'm going to show my forward progression by, hey, how you doing? If that.
So even if he's like close and like, oh shit, Tosh, what's up?
Hey.
What if it's like too close though? Are you ever putting a hand to the chest?
I don't even think that would be needed because I'm not stopping.
Okay.
Like if we're walking, no, okay. What
if you're standing?
I was about to say you say Del Frisco's. Let's say we standing there waiting for a valet or something like that, and he walk up. Yeah, then I don't even think I would put a hand to the chest, but I think it will be clear that I'm not mutually extending. So if they like, hey, how you doing? I'm like,
But
hey.
Some people can hug you.
No, I would make it. My body language would be clear. Like, hey, like I see your hug and you see this. That means we're not hugging. Now, if you further try to go, try to make that physical encounter, then unleash the beast. My husband is here because they're going to see you.
Good girl. Good girl. Ain't no fucking way in the world. Ain't no niggas picking my wife up and spinning her around.
I was about to say
niggas,
the only person that would be acceptable for, and this don't even apply in my life, is if it was my dad. Or my granddad, and like we somewhere and they see us. But again,
that's a couple seconds, because nigga, put it down. That's your daughter. Like, this shit look weird. Put it down.
Yeah,
just
but
give her a regular hug like regular people. You ain't gotta pick her up.
But like that don't even apply for us.
Now.
But
like, put it down.
Outside of that, that was a lot.
That's out of pocket.
That was a lot.
That's out of pocket. That's out, and you could tell, even though she was with her nigga, she seen, like, even if they never ever had a thing, they saw each other and was like, oh shit.
Well, first of all,
it's almost like they knew, like they almost was like, we could have had each other, but I was with somebody, you was with somebody, but this friendship we got, if we didn't have these people we was with, oh my God. And they probably know that with that chemistry, them fucking movies that they made together, them sex scenes, they probably know that shit. See, and then, okay, I ain't seen you in 9 months. Oh shit. And she called the nigga Mikey?
See,
a nickname? His name is Michael.
Like,
who the fuck? Mikey?
Okay, so as a woman,
hold on. That let me know y'all was giggling somewhere doing some shit.
And as a woman, I took this as when she was single, this was a great platonic friend. Like they may have been, just listen. I didn't take this as I didn't feel or see any sexual energy or tension between them. But what I think happened, and this is just my Tasha logic. This is my Tasha logic, is that as a woman, when you have a platonic male friend, there is a different way that you interact when you are single than when you are in a relationship. And we kind of heard this like a conversation before, like you could have a great platonic male friend or a man could have a great platonic female friend. When you get in a relationship, the conversations diminish. The dates, like, just friend dates, like that.
It's called boundaries.
Yeah. So I think in this case, that's what I seen. Like this was her homie, her friend. Like that's what I seen from it. But what I also noticed is he got an issue with her new dude
Yeah.
because he didn't address him at all.
No, he gave him the handshake.
No, he
yes,
didn't.
He did. It's a clip. I saw it.
Okay, I missed that part. I seen him.
It's two clips. It's an edited clip where he disregards him, and then it's a clip before that he shakes his hand.
Okay.
Because I thought the same thing, but I saw him shake his hand.
So I must have seen the edited clip when it first happened because he shook everybody.
Yeah.
And the big, what's his name? What's the boyfriend name?
Jonathan Majors.
He had like a stone face, like
no smile whatsoever. He was looking around the other way, and then he glanced back to see, like, is you still off your feet? And she picked her legs up, bent her legs.
Yeah,
like not just pick you up, you bent your motherfucking feet.
And see, again, that's why I took that as like,
babe, hold on, you bent your feet, like what the, how you, man, look.
I took because like I think if it was a more sensual relationship, that hug is different than a spin around hug.
Babe, you don't do platonic friends like that.
A sensual relationship, one hand go across the top, one hand go across the waist, and it's a hug, and it's like, damn, girl, I ain't seen you in so, like, it's a different hug.
That's what makes me think there was sexual tension there, because you don't do that to regular friends. You don't see a regular friend and
you gotta think too, they California
pick them the hell
people.
up and spin them around.
They California people. They different.
Different my ass. Like Jonathan Majors, you a sucker for that. Like standing there and allowing that. And he had that stupid hat on.
Okay.
A tam.
Reverse. Uno reverse. Uno bam.
Go
reverse.
Ahead.
We out. We waiting for valet. Somebody, y'all know his nickname, bro. Mar. Somebody walk up. Oh my God, Mar! I haven't seen you in so long.
It was good. My body language and short answer lets you know. Don't even put your hands on.
Oh, what if it's like, give me a hug?
No, I'm good.
Okay. No matter who it is.
No matter who it is, I'm good. Only person I would hug or see if we was out is my baby mom. That's it. That would be the only person that I would probably say, "Hey, how you doing?"
And what world is that okay?
What?
Why would you hug her? Let's rewind that again.
It was, babe. It's
in what world is that okay?
You can't take a joke for shit. Like you can't take a joke.
Yo,
for
is
shit.
that a joke?
It was a joke. It was a joke. I knew you was going to get riled up.
Next conversation.
I knew you was going to get riled up. Like Jesus Christ. Okay. I know who I'm sitting next to.
Okay.
Gee, look, I can feel the breath coming off of her.
No, it's no breath. It ain't no beef at all. But I just was wondering, like, why you thought that would be okay. Especially you said only person. I thought you was about to say your daughter or your sister.
No, I was only joking. And I'm not even I was only joking, but whatever.
Okay. All right.
Next conversation.
It ain't no beef. I just wanted some further explanation.
You was like, I know who I'm sitting next to.
I just wanted some further further explanation.
I didn't jump down your throat when you was talking about your fucking boyfriends and shit. I just told you get out my sight. But now you all down my throat because I made a little stupid joke.
First of all, that was episodes ago.
So what?
New conversation.
It don't matter. I'm going back to that conversation.
Okay.
Fuck them niggas. Get out my sight. 3 grams?
3 grams.
Go.
What is something that you have done spontaneous? Like a big decision that you've made.
Out the blue?
Yeah, like.
Steal.
Oh, God. Like a chapstick or something, or like.
Just steal something out of the store. Like, I don't know why I'm doing it. I got money in my pocket, but I'm going to steal it.
Were you, I won't say are, because I know this wasn't recent. You were a klepto?
Yes, and I used to steal pens.
Wow.
Like ink pens, big pens, pencils, like the most expensive pen in the Rite Aid. That was like $9 for one pen. It was mine. Was
it like an energy rush or something to do that?
Yeah, I had to be 10, 11 years old, 12 years old.
Okay,
I'd walk in McCory's, walk in fucking Rite Aid, have like $15, $16, and I'd steal a $12 pen.
All right, let's, as an adult, what's something more spontaneous that you've done that was, I know. Go ahead, but I know something that you may not think of.
I can't think of anything as an adult.
When you cut your facial hair off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did do that.
Y'all, I came home one day.
I had the rape face.
He had the mopes.
Yeah.
You don't say that word.
What?
You gotta say grape.
I had the R face.
Yeah. He had the mopes. Like, he didn't have nothing on his face. And I thought he was sad because without his mustache, his lip was like...
You know, I thought I was sad. You like, what's wrong with you?
I was like, oh my God. You don't have no hair. And every time I would look at him, it was like... Like, baby, you okay?
Yeah, I had to like sit like the Joker, like I can smile all the time.
One and done. My baby ain't never do that again. He had different iterations, you know, a goatee. He had, you know, a flat beard. Of course, he has a beard now, a bald head. But that he cut that hair off, and once he grew back, we ain't never revisited that.
Never.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it and just have a mustache. Like when I didn't have a big beard and my beard just was like low on my face, I was gonna do it and just have a mustache. But I never was gonna go naked again.
Yeah.
Like my lip was like this, like fat. And it never looked right until the hair grew
It wasn't even so much that your lip was
I look
fat.
like you walking around when you upset.
It wasn't so much that your lip was fat. It was the distance between your nose and your mouth.
Yeah, it's
but it wasn't. It was like this was long.
It's like Grinch-like. Like you got a lot of space.
Yeah, like your lip didn't stick out, but it was like.
No, it was big. I will always have facial hair. I won't do that again.
Yeah. For me, I would say, and this wasn't like. Well, it probably was under the same premise because it was like that day of, when I got a piercing. In one of my
what you get pierced?
Body parts.
What you get pierced?
My areola.
Your nipple.
Yeah.
Your fucking nipple.
My left one.
Who does that? Who puts a rod through their nipple?
And I at the time I had my tongue pierced too. That wasn't necessarily spontaneous.
That wasn't that fucking great neither.
I had that for probably a year, maybe 2. But the nipple, I had that for 90 days.
What happened when I seen the nipple?
They told me that in 90 days, it would stop hurting. On the 91st day, it still hurt. And I took it out and that was done. Like, that was so stupid. And I remember I went with my friends. And one of, like, everybody didn't get it done. But I think out of, like, 8 of us, maybe 6 got it done, or maybe out of 6, 4 of us. So it was 2 and 2 at the same time. And the one girl, I wonder if she still got them. She got both done, but she is this big and had flatty patties. So her experience was
flatty patties.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so her experience was different.
They just pierced the chest.
But yeah, it was like.
What happened when I saw that titty?
Wait a minute. You know how they do it? Like, you know how when they pierce your ear with a gun, but they don't do that with the nipple. They like pull it out, and so you like see it go in. That is like that's a little masochistic.
It was stupid, wasn't it?
It was very stupid. He hated it. He didn't touch that boob at all. Like, first of all, it hurt too much anyway, but he didn't touch that.
I didn't like it off the rip when I saw it. It was like, what's that?
Yeah.
It was like, nah. I'll just play with this titty. And
it was a rod, and it was like, nah.
Horizontal rod.
And you don't realize, like, just normal everyday doing things, how much you brush past yourself, and every time it hurt. So again, I kept it clean, took care of it. On day 91, it was like, nope, it still hurt.
What if it was not hurting? You still would have it? Probably not.
I mean, that was almost 25 years ago. I was 20 years old.
Nipple piercing.
Maybe 19.
That was back when dudes was getting Prince Alberts, getting their penises fucking.
That's disgusting. That's probably the most like spontaneous.
That was the stupid myth. Get the penis in, it helps sex. Get the tongue ring, it helps fellatio. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Now the tongue ring thing, that hurts like the first 12 hours and then no pain at all. Yeah, no pain. Well, and then after that, when I would take it out to clean it, one day I took it out and I left it out for like a day and put it back in, and it was like sore, like underneath your tongue. And then the next time I cleaned it, I just never put it back in. Yeah.
How long did it take to hold it close?
I don't really know, but you can still see where it was. I'll show you after the show. I want to stick my tongue out, but you can still see the mark.
Oh, to this day.
Yeah,
it's not really still looked at your tongue like that.
Yeah, it's not still open, but you can clearly see where it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Talking about penises, and what is penis cancer? Why have I never heard of this? But apparently there's been a rise in penis cancer in Brazil, and in the last 2 years there's been 6,500 amputations of penis.
Wow. I'm
So it
curious
makes
because
me,
is
I've
it the
never heard of
skin
penis
or
cancer.
is it the urethra in the inside? I'm very curious. Never heard of. I've heard of testicular cancer,
Yeah, but
but
I've
not
never,
penis cancer.
and I've never even heard of urethra cancer. Not for men anyway. I've never even heard of this kind of cancer, penis cancer.
Yeah, me either. Wow. And it makes me think like, does it come like for women? A lot of cases. I don't want to say all because I don't know if that's right, but a lot of cases of cervical cancer are traced to untreated STDs. So I wonder if for men it's similar. I don't know.
I don't know. I have
Wow.
no idea, but that's
Got some
a lot of
research to do.
penises to be chopped off, amputation wise for penis cancer, and for something to be like we never heard of it. And in America, it's every goddamn cancer listed. I've never seen a commercial for penis cancer or any type of medication for penis cancer. I've never even heard penis cancer.
And you know what? I mean, and this is a different conversation, a bigger conversation. It's so scary when you think about how many things they are now saying can cause us cancer. I'm about to change our laundry detergent because I just seen a list of like the best non-cancer causing laundry detergents, and it was like, wait a minute, like
it makes me think even 20 years from now they're gonna say all that method shit, all them kind of things was bad too.
Well,
like all them kind of things in Target, those ones that look weird.
Well, some of those are
names,
the best ones though.
The Bricks and Homes fucking laundry detergent.
Those are like 7th generation is one of the top 10 that are on the list of non-cancer causing. I've never bought their detergent. We have their dish detergent right now. But it's the ones that like the Tides and the Gain, all the perfumes and dyes is what's doing it. And you think we don't eat it internally, but think about the fumes from like the dryers and stuff that we're breathing in our homes, and we're wearing it on our bodies. Like,
what fumes from dryers? Dryers are vented in people's houses.
You don't think a little bit of fumes get in the house?
If you got a bad leak, then, but it's not supposed to. And you
okay,
can't.
But it's vented, so it's putting it outside in the air, which is probably further messing up the ozone layer.
Of course it is, but you're talking about a dryer.
Okay, well,
to fuck
not
up the
in the
ozone
house.
layer, you need like 50 million dryers at one time going. For a little leak in the house, people have. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and it's plausible. But people have carbon monoxide detectors and shit like that.
So maybe not fumes directly coming into your house, but what I'm saying is these are different mechanisms by which we're being exposed to.
Yeah.
So that's
cell phones.
But yeah, I don't know about the penis cancer, but I don't want to say I'm intrigued, but I'm curious. Last
question. Can guys wear Van Cleef bracelets?
I think so. I mean,
can you wear 5? Or can a guy only wear 1?
They can wear as many as they can afford. You know, with the Van Cleef bracelets, the thing that gets me, it's another one of these things that become a trend that, you know,
it's been out for 50 years, but now
rich
everybody
white
loves
people
it.
been wearing it forever, and it's been.
But is it a ladies' bracelet?
I don't know.
Some bracelets are ladies' bracelets, and
rich
some
white
bracelets
people,
are men's
rich
bracelets.
white women have been wearing them forever. I don't know if I've ever seen, you know, and I don't just want to say rich white people. Rich, wealthy people, and usually older. They were looked at as like old people jewelry, just the style of it. I don't recall like seeing men wear it, but I guess nowadays, I don't think
it's just
the
a
jewelry.
show, though. I don't think it's
exactly because it shows. I mean, people who know how much it costs, so it's kind of like
we're talking about a
like
$6,000 to $8,000 bracelet.
Exactly. So like it's like if you wear the Cartier bracelet or a Cartier ring, it's like almost like okay. We know if it's real, we know like you pay a pretty penny for this. I don't think wearing the bracelet necessarily effeminates a man, because if you thought they looked nice and I got you one, now I think it's different too in how a man wears a bracelet. I'm not a fan of a man wearing a dangly bracelet.
Explain. I was about to say explain, because how am I supposed to wear a bracelet?
So your bracelets are more stationary, right?
Okay. Yes.
Like so, if you like,
they don't clap. Well, I can't say they don't clap.
But they're bolo style, so that's different. But you know how sometimes a woman will have like a chain bracelet that may like dangle over her hand or something. I would prefer my man have a more fitted bracelet.
Right.
That doesn't do a whole lot of moving and shaking.
Or just look like it's hanging on your hand.
Yeah, and I like not to wear too many. I think it looks nice and masculine if a man has one nice simple bracelet, but for you to have on a bunch of arm candy.
You single, a guy walks up to you and addresses you, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Mike," and he's got 5 Van Cleef bracelets on. Then he reaches out to shake your hand. You don't think that's like,
I wouldn't think he's feminine. I would think he's flashy, which isn't my style at all. So I probably would not be impressed by that. Like one nice bracelet on a man, that looks fine. Like you don't need a whole bunch of arm candy. Like that's how I feel.
I would have to look into see, like go on a website or something. I don't know if it's a woman's bracelet because of the clothes or the whatever the symbols are, but I don't know if it's a woman's bracelet. And it almost looks like they all come kind of big, like you said, to dangle a little bit.
Well, you can probably get
them shortened up, but to fit you. But I mean, when you buy the thing, it's almost made like it's made to dangle.
Well, I mean, again, that depends on probably the length that you get, because you figure, your wrist is bigger than mine, but our bracelet probably wouldn't be the same size. Right. So you can buy a different size, or like you said, you can get a couple links taken out. So that's probably by choice that a man wants them to kind of have a little motion. Now, you don't want it to be too tight and it pop.
Right.
But it's just not my preference of a style of a bracelet for a man. I would rather something more chunky and stable. And again, one bracelet. Right. Like you don't need a bunch of arm candy.
If it's not a woman's bracelet, I think it's okay for a guy to wear one. I don't think it's aesthetically pleasing, or the optics don't look right if a guy has on 5, because most women wear a couple of them. So if you have on 5, it kind of says, like she said, you're a little bit flashy. And I don't know, I'm not gonna say you feminine, but
yeah, I don't think it's necessary. But it's like a guy who
your bracelet don't mean you take it up the ass, but your bracelet does mean, like, bro, what you doing? Like, you got 5 bracelets on?
I look at it the same as a man who has his ear pierced, right? Not my style. I would prefer that my man doesn't have his ear pierced. But it's a difference. I don't think having your ear pierced means that you're feminine.
But what about 2 ears?
Again, I don't necessarily think that that's feminine, but it's a difference if you have multiple piercings in your ear.
That was my third. What if you got like 3 earrings in that ear?
You're pushing it to me, or you might be getting pushed in.
Wow,
that's just
shit pushed in.
My opinion. I'm not a fan of a nose ring on a man. For my man, that I think
I'm not a fan of a nose ring at all.
Yeah, you don't like it on women.
It changes certain women's look. Actually, everybody. I seen a woman that had
the septum piercing.
Yeah, and it was like she had like green locks and a ripped up skirt on. It was, I don't know what type of style she had on, but it was like, what's with the bull snout? Like, lady, like and it was a big one, like size of a quarter.
It gives a different look to different people. I'm not a fan. Some people just, like, I think
bouncing on your lip like all day long. The thing's just like.
I've seen some people with a septum piercing if it's very small and dainty. I don't like when people have 2. It kind of, that looks more like a bull to me. To each their own. I think some people look beautiful with nose rings. I'm just not a fan of a man having a nose ring. I don't think that looks masculine at all.
Coming from this man's perspective, and I'm sure I don't speak for all men, but for me, I think that facial accessories on a woman is just not needed. Like, your face is your face. You don't need a fake mole. You don't need a nose ring. You don't need a septum ring. Like, none of that kind of. You don't need a rhinestone on your tooth. Like, you don't need none of that.
I do want a grill, though.
Well, that shit is for taking pictures. Like, oh, I got a little, grill, put it in, took some flicks, having a night with like, that's different.
I don't like other face
You're not walking
jewelry
around or in your car, and I'm like, hey, Taj, where you come from? And you got the fucking grills in. It's like, put the fucking things in. How are you driving around with grills in for?
So I'm gonna go and be like
you supposed to be going to a goddamn meeting. You got grills in the car.
You pull up at the gas station. Let me get full tank.
Like, nah. I could see you saying like, I'm going to dinner and I took some pictures with the grills, but not fucking. I went to a meeting and they just in my car and I drove home with them in.
I want a grill.
Like, that's crazy. That's a wrap. A2TP podcast episode 184 coming to a close. Platforms: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM. It is your boy International Walt.
It is your girl Tosh, the co-host with the most.
What you got for him this week? Go.
Faith and fear cannot coexist.
See, that just took a couple extra seconds to trigger something. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.